I love Twitter. And I'm always surprised when someone who uses Facebook a lot and they love Facebook says to me, I don't get Twitter and I don't like it. It's just like texting. The first time I heard somebody talk about texting, I said, I will never do that. That's so dumb. I don't get it. Why would you do that? And now look at us. Everybody's texting. It just was a matter of figuring out how to make that fit into my lifestyle and how it would benefit me. Once I figured out how texting would benefit me and actually made things easier, well, then I was hooked, and so were you. Well, Twitter's the same way. Let me just explain it to you. You'll understand it. It'll make your life easier, and then you'll understand how much more fun Twitter is once it makes sense to you. And once it makes sense to you, you're going to realize, like, this is the coolest place ever. Now, I'm still on Facebook all the time too, but my heart belongs to Twitter, and let me explain why. Okay, so, and let me preface this by saying this video is made in October 2010. Information changes all the time. Let me be your go-to girl when it comes to social media. I'm not an expert, don't claim to be an expert, but I am obsessed with finding the best way to use it, especially for those of you who are operating a small online business or a small business in general, where you don't have the money to pay thousands of dollars for experts to figure this out for you. You have to figure it out yourself. Let me be your go-to girl. So Twitter, originally it was created so that people could tweet from their phone, which is why it's limited to 140 characters, where they were, what they were doing. In the beginning, you would follow someone who was a celebrity, you would get the tweet to your phone, and you would go, oh, look at this. Madonna is taking a yoga class. Well, that's not how Twitter works now. Now, everybody uses Twitter, and they use it as a means of communication, which then meant that another guy came along and said, you know what, this Twitter website really doesn't make any sense, because when you log in, all you do is you see you and yourself, and, you know, that's pretty much it. You're like, where is everybody? Why would this be fun? Then came along a few third-party applications. TweetDeck, Hootsuite, Social Oomph. I personally, at the moment, love TweetDeck. So if you want to get on Twitter, you open your account, and then the same day, for free, you open up TweetDeck. That's a third-party application. You enter in your new Twitter handle, which should be your name, by the way, and not a nickname. And then you enter your password, and up populates TweetDeck. TweetDeck shows you, then you can customize it, and you can say, in this column, I want to see people talking about me. And in this column, I'm going to type in the keyword surfing. And that's going to pull up anyone that day who tweeted the word surfing. I'm going surfing. I love to surf. All those will show up. And then you can follow those people. Or let's say you want to find people, you want to create a whole column of people who are talking about fitness or a particular term, or you want to follow in one column, you want to see all day long the people who have set up somewhere in their profile, it lists that they own a building supply company. Whatever it is that you're interested in looking at in Twitter land, you can see specifically the people that you want to see and what they're talking about. It's like a whole new world. And the reason why I love it so much more than I love Facebook, to be honest, is because I have ADD. I have adult version of ADD. So when I'm on Facebook and off in the corner I see somebody's pretty picture who I don't even know, I'm like, click, click, click. And the next thing I know, it's 5 hours later, and I've been through the photo album of someone's baby shower who I've never met. Twitter isn't like that. You just read 140 characters, and as I like to say, you have to be brief, be bright, and be gone. It's real life, but it's 140 characters, and it doesn't live there forever. Like on Facebook, when you post something, it stays there kind of forever. On Twitter, everyone's looking at what's happening right now, so it moves really, really fast, so people don't fight as much. There's no like, I can't believe the way you said that, and I disagree, blah, blah, blah. There's none of that. There's no photos. It's just like, hey, here's something cool. Here's something I think is going to help you. Here's a way that I think that you will find yourself being more accountable to your exercise program. So it's just quick tips and ideas and opinions, and it's just fantastic, and it's a great way to connect with other people. But Twitter does not make sense. I'm going to say it. Twitter does not make sense unless you're using TweetDeck or Hootsuite or Social Oomph or a third-party application on your phone. Twitter itself, in my opinion, is not fun, doesn't make sense, doesn't have a purpose for me as a business owner unless you're using one of those third-party applications. They're free. My favorite at the moment is TweetDeck, and if that should change, I will post an updated video. Now listen, you don't have time to figure all of this out. I didn't have time to figure all of this out. When it really started to sink in for me is when I started going to all the experts and looking at their reviews and figuring out a system that would make this simple and easy for me as someone who wants to reach a lot of people with my message. So be sure to tune in because I'd love to help you with this stuff.